suspended, I think, it's like.
People, deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time. One love to everyone who is involved in this live chat, people. Good morning to those of you in the UK. I say good morning, better yet, good afternoon. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and in some cases, good night. Hope you're doing well and safe. One love to everyone that was actually in my last live stream on Twitch, people. Make sure you're following on Twitch because we've got a busy day of content primarily on Twitch. I can't lie. You know, I was only going to be on Twitch today. Then I thought, you know, I'm leaving my YouTube folk hanging. But on a serious note, the content isn't going to stop. And, you know, you've missed the Art the Roche one that was on Twitch. I've got Tapping, Tobes and Mo at 5. Well, Mo's at 5 to about 5:45, 6. Then from 6:30 to whenever Tapping Tobes is there. And then Friday, I'm going to have something. So again, make sure you're following me on Twitch. Make sure you're taking in YouTube as well, because on Sunday, we'll be here, watch along business. And like I said, follow and subscribe on Twitch. Better than that, I hope everyone's well and safe. With it being Thursday, hope everyone's had a good start to the week, or just a good week. Hopefully everybody's achieving their goals, hopes, dreams and aspirations, or moving towards such. Or if you're trying to overcome hardship or adversity, I wish you the best even more in that regards. And I believe in you lot. Please make sure you're hitting the like button in that regards. Get your opinions in. Now, I know a lot of us, you know, one love to you lot that were at the AFC Arsenal versus AFC Wimbledon game. Unfortunately, a lot of us weren't. And unfortunately, a lot of us struggled for streams and whatnot. So it is what it is, people. But we made it happen. Now, I've got some opinions I'm going to get into. You know, Martinelli still couldn't play 90 minutes. You know, Eddie Nketiah, could you put yourself into the shop window? We'll cover what Arteta has or hasn't said in any press conference, or little ones and twos, really and truly. So, yeah, man, the grind don't stop, P. The grind don't stop at all. Hit the like button, as he said. Work rate's crazy. Big up, DG, says Emren. Appreciate that. Hi, DG. Haven't been able to catch you live for a while. Glad to be able to today. Appreciate that, man. Better late than never. Hope you're all doing well and safe, as I keep saying. Big up. Glad to catch you live again. Morning all. Smash that like or you'll be receiving an unexpected high bill. Exactly. High bills. You know, Arteta will sell Gabriel in January if you do not hit the like button. I have to start saying, switching it up, people. So, yeah, I hope everyone's well and safe. As I said, check out the pin message for any highlights. Man said, buy back Sanchez from Inter Milan. No, thank you, sir. But I respect your opinion. That's a myth for me. But fair play. I'm not really down for that, man. What time is the show with Tapping Tobes? 6:30 p.m. today. Make sure you're there, and it's on Twitch. If you come to my YouTube account, you try to find it, you're going to be rudely mistaken. Obviously, I typically re-upload it the next day, so you will catch it. But in real time and whatnot, you got to be on Twitch, people. You got to be on Twitch. Just like yesterday with Coach Gerald Lammy, you know, I'm staring at it. You know, it should be going online in this afternoon. But again, if you was here yesterday, you seen that. It's old news and whatnot. A man said, where am I? I'm here, bro. Eddie's been chatting on IG. You know Eddie Nketiah. He lives to score these goals, do this little phone thing, and that will be him for a couple of months, and then he'll get to do it again. So we'll have to see. But I mean, it's always, I mean, you know, he's a young man scoring for Arsenal Football Club as a professional footballer. We have to allow him a bit. It's a bit of a movie. But yeah, man, you know, Eddie's got probably an overinflated ego, if I'm completely honest with you. So yeah, man. Eddie said the phone will never die, stronger than a Nokia brick. Bring on the next round. And I mean, ironically, Eddie Nketiah, you know, you're going to be playing against Leeds, a team he went on loan at in the next round, assuming he plays. And it didn't work out. Hopefully something can happen in that regards, man. But if I was to look at yesterday, folks, now again, I didn't get to watch the game, so really I have no basis to go off anything, people. But if I was to go off what I've seen of the game and the extended highlights and the highlights and all of these things, if I make a timestamp, Arsenal versus AFC Wimbledon. Yeah, man, I'm scrolling all the way up. I don't feel Tavares should have got man of the match, but it looked like Tavares had a good game. It's obviously nice to see Lacazette scoring a goal. It's nice to see Smith Rowe, because Smith Rowe, he needs to improve in terms of the final third. Goals and assists is what you're going to live or die by as an attacking player. And I just feel when you look in the last couple of games, you know, definitely against Brentford, definitely against Burnley. There's defo a game in between. There's been a couple opportunities Smith Rowe has had. They've been laid on the plate and he should have scored. Even in the game yesterday, he had a chance where he probably should have had two. He probably should have wrapped one shot first time and he didn't. So I'm happy to see Smith Rowe got a goal that can work wonders for your confidence and all of those sort of things. So I'm happy to see Smith Rowe got a goal. I did feel from what I've seen of these highlights, it looked like Smith Rowe came on and he made a difference since coming on. And that's something when we was on our live stream yesterday and you could see it on that half dodgy, you know, one love for the people that were streaming it via Instagram and whatnot from their phones, but it was shit, people. But yeah, man, it looked like Smith Rowe made a difference. It looked like Saka made a difference. It looked like Lokonga looked all right. Looked like Partey looked all right. Eddie Nketiah, you know, he's played the pass that's led to Martinelli being brought down, and he's obviously scored a decent goal as well. You know, it was lovely for the Halem boys to be involved in stuff. So yeah, apart from that, it looked like we was rarely troubled by Wimbledon, if I'm completely honest with you. But they did try and knock the ball around. Based on the fact that it was 1-0 for large periods of that game. Obviously, Lacazette scored a penalty after Martinelli was brought down. We scored those 2 goals in the last 11, 12, 13 minutes. So, again, it adds a bit of daylight to the team, but not as comprehensive, as convincing, potentially as one-sided as it could have been, people. So, yeah, it was decent. Obviously, like I said, the build-up play for at least the 2 goals, the last 2 goals was quite amazing. You know, good build-up play between Smith Rowe and everyone involved for his goal. I did feel Eddie Nketiah was good play from Bukayo Saka, Cedric and Lokonga. Obviously, Eddie Nketiah has finished it. So, yeah, another win helps our confidence. Of course, it's always good to win. It's nice to see people fit. You know, apparently Partey wanted to start for fitness purposes. He got his minutes and he's come through unscathed. So, can't have any problems, people, if I'm completely honest with you. It still looks like we're struggling to really create and score goals. It does look like we're being a bit too precise. We're being a bit shot shy and things. But other than that, it's calm. Can never be perfect. Martinelli still can't get 90 minutes at all, you know, but he got close to it, so why not, man? And to be honest, he was probably cramping at them stages there in the game. So, yeah, that's my thoughts in relation to what I feel in relation to the AFC Wimbledon game from what I could see. As I said, you know, didn't get to watch it, so it is what it is. They're the highlights. Jason was at the game. Tavares played well. Arsenal have always made it harder for themselves. Fair play. Afternoon, people. 94 minutes for Sambi Lokonga against Wimbledon. Almost certainly means XHAKA starts the North London derby. Have we come to terms with that yet? I don't think we've got to come to terms with it yet. I have small hopes, bro, that it means Partey, Odegaard, and Smith Rowe. Again, you know, XHAKA, if XHAKA plays, we have to support it. It is what it is, in it. But I don't feel there should be any stretch, any world where XHAKA is playing in that game. Really, I feel. You know, we beat Spurs with XHAKA in the team. We've obviously had a lot of clangers with XHAKA. We've won a lot of games. So I'm not gonna say if he starts, we have no choice. But I just feel definitely when Spurs are in this sort of form, to have half a chance, that midfield, you saw Chelsea when they were onto them. You saw Crystal Palace. So I know there was a red card and whatnot, but Palace's midfield were on it. If your midfield is on it against Spurs, you have half a chance. You know, again, we all know where it is with XHAKA. They know you mark him, you get him out the game. You know he's got bad habits. You know he slows down the play. We can move it fast. You know, you also how convincing. You know, I mean, Burnley are a very good defensive side. They're always going to be, and I wouldn't say we pulled them apart on last Saturday. But you also saw how quickly we moved the ball with Partey, Smith Rowe, Odegaard more so. How that disrupts them. I think if you're going to do that against a Nuno side, who 9 times out of 10 they're playing. If they're playing with a flat midfield defensive 4, it's quite defensive, or they could go 3 at the back. There's going to be problems in that regard. I just feel. It gives a weird message to the team. But I mean, this is a man who, you know, flirted with Roma all summer, was rewarded with a new deal. So I do think if he's fit, he walks back into that side. Unfortunately, I think if we get, as I said, you get the midfield spot on, you have half a chance. But I don't think XHAKA should be brought back into the team. If he is, do your thing. I want you to play well, man. I do not think XHAKA should play against Spurs. Like, that's just me. I just feel we've got a bit more about us. I just feel we need to move away. Same way we need to move on from Leno, we need to move on from XHAKA. If XHAKA is going to stay, cool, but you have to demote his squad status unless a miracle happens where he finally becomes this player that certain XHAKA sexuals believe he is and whatnot. So it is what it is. I think we've come to terms with it, though. But again, does it make sense? Because Arteta is going to have a difficult land, you know. again, I don't think Xhaka's match fitness has fallen off too much, but he's missed 3 games. You know, you've given Partey at least, well, I don't even know, but let's just call it 60 minutes yesterday. Lokonga's got 90, so that means he's controlling bench. Don't think you're throwing in Ainsley Maitland-Niles. I think Odegaard will return to the 10 and Smith Rowe will go out wide. In relation to the actual centre mids, Arteta may or may not have helped himself there. Now, it looks like every team, quote-unquote, played a strong team in the cup, so it is what it is. But again, now we're going to learn a lot about Arteta's squad management, and we're saving this. We'll preview Spurs tomorrow, folks. Make sure I'll do it on YouTube. Make sure you're paying attention. 11:30 a.m. we'll probably go again, but these are certain things he needs to be wary of, and I can't lie, I'm kind of nervous with that Spurs game just because of their form. Same way we've got 3 wins and now, and we've got clean sheets and things like that. I would be more confident if they hadn't won. I mean, you're always wary of a knock-on effect of a club. You know, they got battered against Palace, dealt with against Chelsea, shaky yesterday against Wolves, got over the line. There's gonna be an issue in that regard. So again, we'll focus and hone in on that chat tomorrow, but it is what it is. I'm seeing a lot of you talking about selling Eddie Nketiah, and I think that's the decision that needs to be made, people. He needs to be sold purely because he's not going to sign a new deal. Things can happen. A new deal's been presented with him. You know, we accepted a bid from Palace. They said, no, you're going to get a grand total of nothing from this guy. You know, yeah, you can talk about putting himself in the shop window with performances like that and goals like that, but it's against Wimbledon, really. And if I'm Eddie Nketiah, I'm sitting on my hands until the end of the season. Yeah, you could sit there and say, oh, yeah, you need to go on loan, you need to go and play football and stuff. But what's 6 months to, as Art said it, you know, on Twitch, what's 6 months to, you know, he's 22. You're going to be in the game for at least 8 to 10 years at the top level or a decent level. What's 6 months? So he's probably just getting fit, take your chances when they come, and it is what it is. And he did kind of play well out on the flanks. From what I've seen, it did look like Eddie tried a bit too hard in incidences. There was times he's trying to nutmeg man, it's not really working. There, you know, he tried to overhead kick, it didn't bang. You know, I don't think Eddie's a bad striker. I think he can be a decent player, but you know, at his age now, he's 22. He needs to go somewhere where he can play significantly. At his age, if we're not talking about you being part of this team, because many players are of the same age as you need to be moved on, because there's a lot of question marks over our strikers. You know, as long as Aubameyang isn't scoring goals, there's that issue. And there's also, you know, when are you going to replace him? He's on the wrong side of 30. Lacazette's probably gone after this year. Balogun doesn't look ready, probably needs to go out on loan. No clue what's going on with Martinelli. Tyrese John-Jules is currently on loan. The club did try and buy a striker. Now, I like Eddie. If he could become a decent striker for us, it would be decent. What I wanted is that we could make peas, but it don't look like it can be that. And we're really at Eddie's mercy, because he could talk to foreign clubs for free. I don't know if his wage demands, which rejected Palace, a Premier League club, didn't want to pay that, if that will obviously transpire into the German teams. German teams ain't got as much money typically as the English, so they might not take a chance. But I mean, they might, because he's 22, and you know, you keep him for 18 months, you get him for free, you'll make 15-20 million or even more on him. So that's the bad thing about Arsenal. I know Arteta likes him, and a lot of things can change with Eddie. You know, because of that performance, you could have played your way into the match day squad against Spurs. You come off the bench against Spurs, make a name for yourself. This is how you play. There's a lot of football to be played, and same way Balogun got an opportunity against Brentford. Extraordinary circumstances with COVID and whatnot, opportunities can happen, but Arsenal have been very reactive. You know, we shouldn't have got into a situation in the summer where we're trying to sign his new deal. We should have done that before, so that we could say, all right, cool, Eddie, you're not levels, you know, you're going on loan, you're leaving permanently or whatever. Now we're in a very difficult scenario. Please hit the like button if you haven't already. Every like button helps the engagement of the video, people. There's only 50 likes and there's 175, so shame on you, unexpected high bills due. If you any Arsenal fan who does not hit that like button, Spurs will win. So yeah, man, I think Eddie needs to be sold, and I think we need to deal with that in January. And I think Eddie's probably just biding his time until such. Balogun has taken his place. Has he? Has he though? Really? Because Arteta likes Balogun. I mean, likes Eddie a lot. He hasn't. Has he really? You know, because Eddie was injured at the start of the season, same way them man had COVID. And if Eddie's fit, Balogun probably don't play against Brentford. Balogun's here for the future, whether he makes it or not. He signed a new deal. Eddie, you're messing around, didn't it, really? So if anyone should have played yesterday, probably Balogun. So I don't think it's necessarily true. I still think Balogun is behind Martinelli if he's going through the middle, Eddie Nketiah, and Lacazette and Aubameyang at this moment in time. And based on what we've seen, you know, He's played Smith Rowe up front in the semi-final, so he might be on Willian up front as well. He's not here. So there might be a couple other ones and twos that he tries before he plays Balogun. And I hear it. I think Balogun should have went on loan, but yeah, man, I wouldn't necessarily say Balogun's ahead of him in the pecking order right now. I think Balogun is firmly last, if that makes sense, really and truly. Eddie's way ahead of Balogun at the moment, and he is going to be. He's been exposed to first team more. Balogun's barely scratched the surface, you know. The first real first team minutes I think Balogun played is against Brentford. Really outside your comfort zone, really, you know. They're pulling your shirt. The fans are onto you. We all know it's a bit of a poison position being a striker at Arsenal. There's no service anyways. Obviously, he's like a duck out of water because he's at that stage in his development where he's still learning and things. These are the games. You're not going to learn nothing bullying Dundalk and them man there, with respect to them, because we can, you know, we play a couple of our 23s. We'll bad them up. That was the big test. And I think with Balogun now, he's got to be out of his comfort zone. It's still early doors and whatnot, but I would like to see 20, 30 games from Balogun. And I don't think you're going to get that, Arsenal. I think you need to go Championship if you can, Premier League. You know, again, he was linked with Brentford and things like that. You know, the thing about Balogun is if I'm Brentford and I'm trying, or Norwich and I'm trying to stay in the division, you know, and I'm going for a striker in January, am I going to go for Balogun? Do I think Balogun's goals are going to make the difference? Same way, whether you're trying to win a league, stay in the league, get Champions League, whatever, your strikers' goals make the difference. Can he do that? You know, is it necessarily healthy? I would like him to stay in England, but could it be worth going somewhere, getting some games and whatnot? It's still early, and I'd imagine if something isn't solved by January, then Eddie Nketiah, I mean, with Eddie and these guys, which I can't see someone buying Lacazette for a decent fee in January, Balogun needs to go on loan. And one thing I like with the Balogun thing, whether he makes it here or not, we've put ourselves in a decent position to make peas. You know, we should be making 20 mil each off Nketiah, off Tyrese John Jules, who for me is slept on and he needs to come and be given an opportunity. He's a bit more all-rounded than the other two. And Balogun, that's at least 60 mil. Not everyone has to make it at this club. Some guys are going to be squad players. Some guys are going to do the XHAKA and Smith Rowe thing. Some men are going to just be able to get up until a point, like you see with Tammy Abraham or Tomori at Chelsea for whatever reason, and then be sold on, and it is what it is. Or you look at Tino, Livramento, or Adjarin. Guys are not everyone's gonna get there, and we need to be a bit more proactive, really, really and truly. But Eddie's obviously going to be ahead of Balogun, you know, let's be real. But Eddie, as much as he's not taking his chances, but he's been exposed to Championship football, Premier League football, and he's played a significant amount of times for this football club, really, at 22 years of age. Balogun ain't got 10 appearances, much less 90 games. 90 minutes, sorry. Like, if we look at it, you know, again, I hear you lot, but he's always going to be ahead of it. Again, I'm not going to bring it up on screen, but you know, for Arsenal Football Club, Eddie Nketiah has played 66 times, scoring 14, but he's played purely focusing on how many games he's played. 66 times. He's played 38 games in the Premier League. So his minutes in the Premier League, or his appearances better yet in the Premier League, equate to a full campaign. Now, to be fair to Eddie, not too many of them are 90 minutes. A lot of them are probably off the bench. But of course, Eddie Nketiah is going to be ahead of Balogun. He's played, what, 38 times in the Premier League, 17 times in the Championship. You look at Balogun, bro, Balogun ain't got that. Like, Balogun, I don't even think, bro, he's got one Premier League appearance off the top of my head. How many times has he even been on the bench, really? He's going to be ahead of him naturally, really. Like, I'll be surprised. It says Balogun's got 2. Oh, yeah, I swear he came on against Chelsea or City and that. But that's baby minutes. You look at him, he's played 9 times for Arsenal Football Club, people, scoring 2 goals. And how many of them have been in the Premier League? 2 have been in the Premier League. The others have been Mickey Mouse games and whatnot. Let's be real. You know, 5 of them have been in the Europa League. He bagged twice and got an assist. You know, these are the things there. And actually, I have to discount a lot of this, really, because now that I'm looking at it, you know, this website is counting his EFL trophy games for the 23s. So again, he's played 70 minutes of Premier League football. He's actually only played 63 minutes of Europa League football, despite having 5 appearances and 2 goals. Of course, he's going to be inexperienced. Of course, he's going to be a duck out of water. But the 23s level isn't going to help him. I don't care if he's badded up Chelsea and United. Bro, fucking fantastic he was against Chelsea. Sat professional footballers on their arse against United. But that ain't going to help you. I get more confidence seeing him struggle against Brentford and seeing him out of his comfort zone. That's the only way man are going to develop. I don't want flat track bullies. So Yeah, man. Of course, I still think Eddie needs to be. I think Eddie needs to be sold. I think Balogun needs a loan if he's not gonna play. You know, if I'm talking about because Martinelli's not playing, I'm like, yo, does he need a loan? Now, circumstances can change, really, sort of thing. You know, things can change. There is a reality. I can't see it, but maybe Lacazette leaves and Eddie and Balogun have a future here. I don't know, man. Big up, DG. In your opinion, is John Jules ahead of Balogun? Listen, they're two very good players. I mean, I do think Tyrese John Jules has more to his game. I just think the thing with Tyrese John Jules is he's lacking goals in the senior level. He's not been prolific, but I think he's more suited to men's football. You know, he's 6 foot. You know, he can control it. He can, you know, play with his back to goal. He can do the Arsenal 1-2s and things. One thing I think goes against Tyrese John Jules is he's not 5'8", bro. The man's 6 foot plus. You know, teams in the teams that he's gone on loan to, they're just banging it to his neck and all these things. The man can play football. You know, again, I can't really say it, but I just think he looks a bit more suited. Now, whether Tyrese can show he can score goals is another thing, but I do think he's more suited to the senior game. But he's another one. He's been at Lincoln. I'm sure he's been at Lincoln. He's been at Doncaster. He's now at Blackpool. Balogun has played 68 minutes or 60 odd minutes in the Europa League and 70 in the Premier League. That's baby minutes. That's baby food. You're not going to do anything with that. All that Patino gas for nothing. Charlie Patino's a bad boy footballer. I don't know who was gassing it. I think it's the fucking media being mugs and a lot of fans, you know, better than Jack Wilshere, more ahead of Jack Wilshere. England and Spain fighting for Charlie, sorry. I think the best thing Arteta did, I would have liked him to play. I think he could have played, but calm it down because you lot know these idiots that say he's the next this and that, they're going to call a man overrated. A man's 18 years of age. He's a special player. Just cool. Just let the man do his thing, and then things will take charge. And Charlie's close. Do I think he'll make your appearance against Leeds? I don't know. The further we go in the competition, the more gazy it looks. But I do hope he makes his appearance for Arsenal in some sort of capacity this season. But it's all timing. With Charlie, just trust me. If he keeps doing what he's doing, you will see him play. But man just need to calm down. I understand it. And I definitely understand it. I would have loved to have seen 1-2 young players on the bench yesterday with a bit more, you know, of a chance, then seeing someone like Kolasinac. But just calm it down, man. Just chill, just cool. Plenty of time. Calm it down, man. Just relax, man. Just relax. One love to everyone. Keep your opinions and them things coming, people. This is why I love the DG Nation. Different opinions, a lot of things being said. What have we got here? He's not the profile needed. To be fair, I just think Eddie's not of the ability needed. Because do I think Eddie's general play is wavy? No, but if he could replicate that goal, that poaching sort of fox in the box he does at youth level to now, probably need that in the squad. He might not be first name on the team sheet, but you know, that could be a man, you know, we're struggling, it's 1-1, you bring him on and he scores. You need different guys. Obviously, the days of 4-4-2 days where you have 4 or 5 strikers are gone, but you need a man that's your first guy. You know, you're a Bamian historically. You need a Lacazette that could chip in. You might have a next one that can be a fox in a box. And you know, if Eddie can prove that in this season, who wouldn't want that? He's a Haaland boy. It saves us a few bob, or we might be able to buy a striker, but we got the luxury there. And that goes for him, Tyrese, Balogun, or whatever, really and truly. I think Eddie is going to be like Danny Ings. Ton of potential, but doesn't full peak to a 1-2 striker until later 20s, and then will be 15 to 20 a few seasons after. I don't mind that, but if we don't sell the player for a decent thing, it's going to be a madness. I mean, if Eddie leaves, if he agrees to go to another English team next summer, because he's under the age of 24 and we've offered him a new deal, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure we're due some compensation. If he goes to Germany and these other countries, it's a myth. For him to be sold, Eddie also has to agree to a move, though. He can wait until January and negotiate bags with another team for a summer move. Eddie wants that big signing on fee. Probably does. And that's why I don't think the German thing probably works. Because for me, he should be dinging Mislintat and saying, yo, get me over there. I'll play it for a couple of years. You lot will make a change on, man. So we'll have to see. And he is someone, you know, Palace wanted him. Brighton wanted him. I actually hope he signs a new deal so we can make some peas. But, boy, it's not going to happen, man. We know Lacazette is sure to leave. Maybe Eddie does reconsider signing a new contract with Arsenal if he's given some game time between now and January. But I think Arsenal and Eddie have moved on. Same, bro. And to be fair with you, if he earns it, you know me. Anyone who earns it deserves it. But I don't want to just be giving a man minutes because he might leave and whatnot. I'm not really want it because he's not the guy for that. We probably just have to hold the L, man. Man said, morning, DG. Hope you got some rest after yesterday's road show streaming from the Emirates. Man, that was one of my biggest viewed streams ever. So appreciate you lot. It's just a shame that we technically did watch Arsenal, but we technically didn't. It was Kalas, really and truly. It was a shambles, man. And you know, the authorities really did a number on us, not freeing up the streams and allowing us to watch that game and things like that, man. But we go again, really and truly, man. We go again. They can't stop greatness. It is what it is in that regards, man. So yeah, man. Eddie is older and stronger at this point. Doesn't mean Eddie has a longer upside. Falarin will take some time. Good thing he's on an extended contract, permitting to be on a good loan program. And again, we need to pick the right loans because with Eddie, it was all set up. You know, Leeds, Bielsa, it didn't really bang. You know, we've had more negative loans than more positive ones. Like, how many positive loans can you say? Top of my head, I think, you know, Smith Rowe, very good loan. I think Miguel Aziz will come back, and that's been a very good loan. But I'd have to scratch my head, sit down, and really think about them. And that, you see what I'm saying? Where if you think of Chelsea, not to praise them boys in blue, but you know, Mount had a good loan spell at Vitesse and got a good education at Derby. You know, Tamori the same. You know, Tammy's gone to Bristol and Villa and all of these sort of things. And I'm sure there's plenty of other examples. You know, Billy Gilmore might not be playing as much as I thought, but he's gone. They picked a good club in Norwich. I don't think we necessarily picked the right places, and it's easy for me to sit here as a fan. But yeah, man, there's not been too many guys that have gone from loan and come back, and it's the time now, sort of thing. So many men were crying that Patino wasn't playing. I don't know much about the young baller. First time I saw him playing was Chelsea last week. How many fans really know about the kid? Let him develop. They don't know shit, man. I agree. Eddie needs to be sold. Loan him to one of the lower teams to get a run of games, build his value and cash in. Well, he's got 6 months, so you can't do that. You could loan him out, let the other club pay his wages and take a loan fee, but myth. Eddie is only ahead of Balogun in Arteta's eyes. Most of the fans will beg to differ. And I mean, to be honest, rightly or wrongly, Arteta is the only one that matters. I mean, we can debate if Balogun is better long-term or going to be better than Eddie. But I mean, no matter what you lot think, I think common sense would tell you right now, the data, the statistics, the speed of thought, the decision-making, Eddie Nketiah is ahead of him. You know, there's no way around that. And I think I respect everyone's opinion. But if you honestly don't think that, then I think you're either lying or you don't want to see something that's not there. You want to see something that's there. Certain clubs have Haaland, whom is younger, yet we're here discussing Eddie to stay. I don't think everyone's going to be like Haaland, and we don't have Haaland. And any team that has Haaland or has ambition to sign Haaland, we're in two different headspaces. We can't be thinking of that definitely at this moment in time. So, yeah, man. I feel like Eddie is liked too much by Arteta. And I mean, he's allowed to like him, you know. I hear you, though. I do think that, but he's allowed to like him. I mean, if the man trains well, doesn't cause a fuss, then what more can you say? Yeah, we could say, well, go on for the contract. Why shouldn't he should be sold and things. But if he's working hard, regardless of what's going on, then it is what it is. Because, I mean, really, it's a club matter, if I'm honest with you. We're still not at 100 likes, people. You lot are violating. DG, much love from Nigeria. How is Eddie ahead? Look at what Balogun is doing with our under-23s. Given the same game time, he's more of an all-rounder than Eddie. I mean, I'm all advocate for game time, but he's not currently ahead of him. Like, I mean, what he's done for the 23s means fuck all. Same with Eddie, because Eddie's called a fox in the box. He's been anything but that at first team level. I mean, he's played more, literally, you know, literally. You know, if I've just come out of uni as a uni grad and to be a doctor and you've been a doctor for 2 years, bro, you're gonna be a better doctor then, man. Like, it doesn't make sense. I might have more potential and this and that and got higher grades in the qualifications and the exam and all of these things, but you're gonna be better than, man. Let's use our common sense, man. You lot are smarter than this. Some of you. Conga and Partey need to start against Spurs. I'm worried Arteta is loyal to XHAKA though. For me, I want to see what I saw against Burnley. I want to see Smith. I can't lie, I'm open to dropping Smith. I'll be real with you lot. But I want to see Odegaard, Partey, Lokonga, or you know, the Smith Rowe, Odegaard, Partey. Like I said, I think if you can get the midfield spot on, we might be able to get something. But what I think I'm going to see is I'm going to see XHAKA next to Partey, Odegaard in that 10 row, Smith Rowe off that left, Aubameyang through the middle, Saka on that right. That's what I think I'm going to see. RBK said, well, go on, DG. Hope you're blessed. Hope you're doing better. Was at the game yesterday. In my opinion, Eddie was the best out of Martinelli and Lacazette on the night. Just an interesting observation. I find him a fascinating case study. And I think many people would agree with that. And on Martinelli, maybe this is part of the ups and downs of development, but his growth seems a little stunted. I hear it, but it's just, I don't know, man. I think there's a cocktail of, there's a bit, we don't know what he's really doing with Aubameyang, Lacazette, Balogun, and Eddie through the middle. I think Saka's obviously locked down the right. You know, Smith Rowe occupies that left-hand side. Odegaard can play off that as well. I think, you know, previously Arteta has spoken about Tierney and Martinelli. It's not the best connection. So I think all of these things go against him. But saying that, I don't understand why he isn't that off the bench a bit more and all of these sort of things. But I did, yeah. I weren't at the game, but based on the highlights, it looks like Eddie was the brightest, really, to the point where he's trying a bit too hard. Looked like Martinelli had a decent game. Obviously, he won the penalty. So yeah, man. Appreciate you, Stephen. Big up DG. Great show as always. Hit the likes, people. Appreciate that. I can't stand Arteta. I guarantee you, Martinelli will be amazing somewhere else, says Mel. And yeah, you might be right, man. Last night's stream felt like our transfer window is just trying random things. Now that Burnley have signed Cornet and are finally willing to break their Lego mold of players, maybe Eddie Nketiah could add some lightning to that thunderous forward group. Boy. Eddie would make a good impact sub. To be fair, he's been off the bench a lot of times and he ain't really banged, man. Well, this doesn't make sense. Not true. Eddie looks so much like them, but Balogun looks above them. This ain't making no sense, man. Rather wait half a season and don't burn him out. Let's get the likes up, says C. I hate when they set up young players like that, leave the guy alone, and it's jarring. Half of these Arsenal journalists, they're all scrambling to be the guy saying, I knew about Charlie, and then they're gonna rub him out. It's tiring, man. I don't see Eddie ever getting to that level. If Lacazette leaves, then we must bring in another top striker. I mean, I think so as well, really. And I think the club do because it didn't bang, but we was linked with Martinez and all of these sort of guys. So it's a myth, man. Yeah, it's one of them ones, really. DG, do you feel Arsenal wrap our young players in cotton wool too much? That overprotective parent? No, but I do think there's a lack of proactiveness over to the active step. It's almost like I don't want to say a careless parent, but like a careless parent. It's almost like you're not asking them, yo, college you going? You going uni? You trying to get a job? What are you doing? Because in footballing aspects, it just in the lot. Look, we're going against it now. There is a bit more of a proactive step with finding loans and these things, but I just think it's been a freestyling thing, and I just feel a lot of these young players, Eddie Nketiah to this day, Joe Willock for a lot, they've just been happy to be here and they've fallen for the naive lights of being in the Emirates, being a first team player. They've not actually pushed their development. You see, the one time Joe Willock pushed his development, he went out on loan and he's getting talked about, man. Keep on like this, DG. Allows astonished you. Fair play, bro. Whatever that means. If these youngsters don't get the game time, they really need to be sent out somewhere else instead of playing a few minutes a year against these mediocre oppositions. Fact. Also, Tavares is quickly becoming a fan favorite. Man don't care about nothing but attacking and is refreshing. Hope the Javier approach ain't coached out of him. Man was playing number 10 at times. And I can't lie, I don't really like that, but I like it about Tavares. There's a method to his madness. He's a bit of a madman. He's a bit of a loose cannon. All I want to do is see us guide him. You know, I don't want him to lose that. Go forward, you know, be unpredictable, want to get forward and stuff. Just improve a bit more defensively because defensively he's a bit of a loose cannon. And there was 1-2 occasions against Wimbledon. And if he doesn't improve that aspect, then we're just going to see of what we did with Andre Santos, where man are decent going forward, not really offering anything defensively, man. I'm going to celebrate hard when XHAKA leaves. No cap. Harsh, man. If XHAKA starts against Spurs, it might be difficult for him to go a few 90. No match fitness after 3 weeks out and recovering from COVID. Do you know what it is with XHAKA? I'll give him the mentality because I hear you. I think you're right. But something tells me XHAKA will be able to go the distance. But it's unfortunate because I don't want him to. Like, I don't want him to play, really, man. If I'm honest with you. I'm not worried about Martinelli. We have to remember the Olympics were after the Euros. I mean, Martinelli didn't play at the Euros. Gab Mag just started playing as well, and Martinelli is more on the fringe for now. Since arrival, he's overperformed. I mean, he was all right. What else have we got? I think I'm forgetting some comments. What about Saliba? I mean, Saliba's on loan. He played yesterday against Ange. Loan report landing soon, people. But yeah, man. Not all our youth players are equal, even if they are same age. Very different levels of maturity, physically, mentally, and psychologically. Can't even assume a 21-year-old is more mature than an 18-year-old. But again, it takes time, and you want to have to look at that. Too many often people just look at players as a piece of meat, and they don't understand their difference and whatnot. Can TAVARES surpass Tierney soon? Well, until you learn how to defend, you can't do much, man. Until you learn that, it's a myth. Martinelli got hit heavy yesterday. I just think he couldn't continue. It's unfortunate that people see Saka and Smith Rowe and all young players should be dominating. Growth and development are very specific. Martinelli may peak later. I shout. I'm out for. Sorry, late to this stream. What we saying, DGB? Winning on Sunday, honestly. Boy, I mean, I've got to be confident in it. It's Spurs, so I'm gonna say 2-1. But boy, I don't know. I don't know. As I said at the start of this, the fact that Spurs' form is on the floor scares me, man. Because if I'm Spurs, pardon my language, I'm gonna say, listen, our form changes today against these pampered Arsenal cunts. They think their season's spot on. Let's turn up at the Emirates and be a villain again. So it's that I hope, every fan that's in there does their business as the 12th man. I hope the selections are spot on. But I'm a bit nervous just because they've been losing, just because they're woeful. It would be like Arsenal, a man ain't scored in Kane, a man ain't scored in 4 or 5 games. He's going to be back on, and that's where he kicks on. I'm a bit concerned over what Arteta is going to do with the midfield. That's where my confidence personally is going to be. Like, I can't lie to you. Like, again, if XHAKA plays, then XHAKA plays. But I just feel it's too slow with that. I think I would be more if you show me Partey and Lokonga together with an Odegaard or a Smith Rowe or both somehow in the team, I'm for that. But am I being a bit naive, which I think I am, in that obviously, forgive me if I'm wrong, people, Lokonga got, 90 yesterday. Partey played significantly. Smith Rowe came off the bench. Do I think they're all going to feature somewhat against Spurs? Yeah, but is it naive to think at least 2 of those 3 names or so, whatever I've been saying, do I think they're going to all play? I think XHAKA's back in, man, really and truly. And even that, someone made a fantastic point about XHAKA. He's going to be off the pace of things, but I don't know, man. I just think Arteta's his guy. He's Arteta's guy, and I just think people got to remember football. If I like you as a manager, it doesn't matter about everything. I'm going to play you in it. Like that. Sometimes when we see players playing, it's not because of what what we think it is. It's just I like you as a footballer, so you are playing, and I think there's like that. I think same way he likes Eddie to a degree, and that's why Balogun never started. I think he will play XHAKA in it. When the whole world wanted XHAKA to leave this club, he said, "Nah, man, forget her for billion. You're staying." It came out that he never wanted XHAKA to go to Roma. It come out that he's now vice captain allegedly, so he's not going to turn on his guy really and truly. So it is what it is. My predictions for Sunday, I don't know, man. We'll cover that tomorrow when I do a proper preview of the game, man. But I'm gonna go with 2-1 Arsenal at this one. Ainsley Maitland-Niles is getting loads of minutes in midfield during XHAKA's absence. Loads exaggerating, but yeah, man. Kick the Spuds while they're down. I mean, I don't want to be the guy, but there's never probably been a better time to play the Spuds, innit? Really and truly. But again, form goes out the window. I hope Spurs turn up and, get people sent off like they did against Palace. I hope they're lackluster like they was in the second half against Chelsea. But we also got to remember, they weren't terrible against Chelsea. Second half, they got completely rubbed out. First half, they were quite decent. They pressed well. Chelsea couldn't get out of their own half. Thiago Silva had a couple of shaky moments. And then, obviously, the introduction of Kante, and that changed it. Now, we can't bring on no Kante. We can't do any of that. So, we can't behave like Spurs are mad shit. Like, I know their fans were waffling a few weeks ago about being top of the league. And as I said then, and I'll say it now, it is quite ironic in that the fact that they'll be talking about winning the league in August. I mean, as an Arsenal fan, I'm beginning to forget what winning the league is about. But I mean, as a Spurs fan, unless you've probably got some old cassette tapes, I can't imagine that really and truly. So, Yeah, man. It's a crazy one. But again, Arteta needs to get the midfield spot on and shoot. Because there's never been a better time to play them on the surface. Like I said, we know Son and Kane, their form, they're back on it. But allegedly, and people could be lying, but there's no Bergwijn, there's no Moura. They're kind of down to their bare bones. So it kind of affects how they can start their 11, their starting 11, and who they can bring off the bench. So, boy, it's brazy. It's brazy. It's brazy. But again, and I keep saying it because it's truly what I believe. The midfield's got to be right, you know. Odegaard, we cast our mind back to the first game against these lot. Well, I say first, well, the game a year ago. Odegaard's pressing was central, not just him, but it was central. You know, obviously Partey, you know what he brings to the table. You know what Lokonga can bring to the table. You know what Odegaard can bring to the table, and we know what Spurs is midfield. Their man there is their midfielder is shit. Like they're one good midfielder, and Ndombele, that man there smoke star dog, man. He ain't got 90 minutes in the tank. You know he's coming off after an hour. Højbjerg is shit. Like, pardon my language, he works hard and he's 5 out of 10s at things, but he's meaty. You know, in terms of ability, he's meaty. He's meaty. Skip is meaty. Again, Winks is meaty. Delhi, extremely meaty now. We can get at them. Now, they're good players. I'm not saying they're bad, but together it's meaty. It's a, you know, it's not an expensive meal. We've got an expensive meal in our midfield, in my opinion. It's half decent with Lokonga, Odegaard, and Partey. It's not the best in the league, but therefore better than what them lot can throw together at this moment in time. Now, boy, will we? I don't know. Laka has to start. I don't know, you know. I don't know. Because Laka, I hear it. Laka does deserve to start, but then do you move Aubameyang out wide? You move Aubameyang out wide, I hear it, but I think it starts unbalancing things because then you've got a player with Lacazette. I won't say he's in form. I definitely won't say Aubameyang's in form. We're taking a risk there, it's sort of thing. I mean, the last time we beat them, we did drop Aubameyang, and you know what happened there. But yeah, man. It's crazy. We're winning on Sunday. I hope we do. Connor, I appreciate that. So I hope we win on Sunday, but I don't know, man. Honestly, with my heart, I don't know. Oh, Ndombele, bro, I swear, I live in North, innit? I swear to God, I see Ndombele on Park Lane buying a spliff. I see him, man. He's just come to do London lifestyle. Ndombele is a fantastic player, but that man's only got 60 minutes in him. Look at him against Spurs, man. I'm lying. That stuff's in their eye and trying to buy time and get their fitness back. I think Pepe's got to play against Spurs. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think Pepe might miss out because I can see him. If he's gonna bring XHAKA, then I think he's gonna drop Smith Rowe out to the left-hand side. So I think Pepe might be left short. Saka's gonna play, in my opinion. Team selection, players and managers' mentality will be key to winning this match. Yeah, bro, they gotta believe. And they've got to respond well to setbacks because we haven't, obviously, where the sentiment is with Spurs and Arsenal, you would think Arsenal's doing amazing. Yeah, we've got 3 wins in a row, 2 in the league, but it ain't been amazing. It's taken a fantastic free kick to break down Burnley. It's taken a Sunday league goal to beat Norwich. There was times we could have, would have, and maybe should have conceded in both these games. And like I said, Spurs weren't poor in that whole game against Chelsea. So we can't just go in terms of the logic, you know, because I remember one times. Do you remember that time where, can't remember the year, but Ozil played and Ozil hit the headlines because he criticized the journalist after the game and the journalist started crying? Do you remember there was that game? Arsenal's form was on the floor. Spurs were the best thing since sliced bread a couple of years ago. And there was a lot of like Arsenal versus Spurs 11s being done by journalists and not a single Arsenal player was there. And then I think we went and won. So things can happen. I look forward to seeing how Tomiyasu does versus Son. Yeah, it's a big test. You know, we saw a bit more of him going forward against Norwich. We saw a bit more of him defensively against Burnley. We need to see you against these mad attackers. We need to see how you talk. And I can't lie, if I'm Spurs, I'm looking at Ben White. I'm honestly saying, you know what? I'm getting at that brother. He don't look like he's worth 50 mil. You know, I'm getting at this new look defense. You know, again, if I'm Kane, I'm getting at them. Give them a test. For Arsenal perspective, yeah, you know, there was communication, there was things there, but there's teething problems in this Arsenal team, and it's a naive team. You know, there's a young team out there in defense. They're gonna make mistakes. You've got Gabriel, who's expected to be the leader now. You've got Ben White, who we just discussed. You've got new signing Tomiyasu. You've got Tierney. You've got Ramsdale. If I'm Spurs, get at that defense. Take some shots. Get at that defense. Simple as that. You know, let's see how good they are. So again, there are positives and negatives for both teams. What would your 11 versus Spurs be if you've not asked already? I would save that for tomorrow, but I mean, we're here now. Probably change in a 24-hour period. But for now, Ramsdale picks himself in goal. Tomiyasu and Tierney obviously full back. I wouldn't go 3 at the back. I'll keep it at 4. Ben White, Gabriel. I mean, the defense picks itself. Midfield for me personally, I swear, I might make some dodgy decisions here, people, if I'm honest with you. But Lokonga, Partey, Odegaard, that would be my midfield 3. Saka, Pepe. No, yeah. Sorry. As I said, apologies. Let me do that again. Partey, Odegaard, Lokonga in the midfield 3. On the right, Saka. On the left, Smith Rowe. Up front, I'm torn between Lacazette and Aubameyang. I was going to say Aubameyang first, but I think Lacazette should be in there. I'll go with Aubameyang. I think Aubameyang will be the guy. Yeah, man. I even think there's a legit case for me. Part of me wants to drop Smith Rowe, not because I think he's bad, just to do something else, if I'm honest with you. But at the same time, I think you're going to need Odegaard's pressing. You're going to need Partey and Lokonga's pressing. You know, Smith Rowe does press. You know, you can't talk about defensive work rate and stuff where Arsenal's concerned and really not speak about Lacazette, really. So that's something there. If anything, could you, start Lacazette, you run yourself into the ground. Second half, you then throw in Aubameyang, who, if we, game's all about pace. We should be looking to find him and all of these sort of things. Same goes for me with Pepe. But saying that, I don't even think Pepe deserves to be dropped, if I'm honest with you. I want to see Lacazette in the striker role. I mean, we all do. DG Pepe will play. Have you noticed Arteta has played him in every game so far and he plays 90 minutes now? I mean, hopefully. And at least with Pepe, there's a bit of unpredictability there. And I can't lie, whoever's on the left-hand side, this is mainly why I don't want to put Smith Rowe out there. Man have to get onto that Emerson Royal, like man need to test him, because anytime Chelsea were onto him, Alonso ran them man there on that right-hand flank, ragged in the second half. He got welcomed to hell against Zaha at Selhurst Park. So for me, is it a case of you put Pepe on the left-hand side, who is on that dribbling pass, man? Go and sit him on his ass. Go and give him a tough time. Get at that fullback. Simple as that. Same way I think Spurs should come and take shots. That team is, low on confidence. Start making Lloris shout at his centre-half shouting at other people. Obviously, for me, why I want to go with a dynamic midfield, because I think they might go 3 at the back. And I just feel there's no coincidence. We can't go off Burnley and Norwich too much. But is it any coincidence we look better in the first half against Burnley because we're doing things quicker? We're more dynamic. XHAKA's going to take 10 years to do things. And, if XHAKA plays and we win, that's the best lineup we could have went with. But, boy, I don't know. I don't know, man. I just think part of me thinks Arteta is just going to overcomplicate things once again. No one in their right mind would play XHAKA in the North London derby all game. I fear he makes something foolish and gets a red. We can't be naive and attack versus Spurs full blow because they moved the ball well on the counter from the Chelsea game, although Tomiyasu tucking in gives assurances. Fair play. Would you play Pepe 9? Definitely not in that game. XHAKA has to leave. He's gold when the pace of the game is 6 out of 10 max, but once the pace of the game passes a certain point, I think you meant to say, he just cannot step up his own pace, and that's also why he does big faults. I just think I think it's that, but I just think he's a player with bad habits, and however old he is now, you're not going to change none of that, are you? Like, it's already there. Son and Kane carry all the messy guys, though, and that duo are both top 10 attackers in the Premier League. If not in the starting 11, perhaps XHAKA on in the final 20 minutes if Arsenal are ahead, to add more defensive presence in our final third. I mean, look at where we are as a club. We want to see out a game with Granit Xhaka. Do you know what? If we're going to do that, I'd rather you just start XHAKA and bring on Lokonga. Because XHAKA's headspace, he just sees red sometimes, man. Do you think XHAKA has confidence in... Do you think Partey, has confidence in XHAKA when he plays next to him? I think so, but I just feel Partey second-guesses himself. It's confusing because it looks like XHAKA's trying to do what you're doing. You're seeing him run off the left back. You're trying to receive it off your goalie. XHAKA's getting it. I think when XHAKA's there, I think Arteta tells everything to run through XHAKA, so the ball starts going to him. Do you remember back last season? It's like people didn't want to pass the Partey. It's a bit of that sort of stuff. I just feel with Odegaard and Partey, there was a bit more clarity, or Lokonga and Partey, there's a bit more clarity in what guys' roles are to do. I think XHAKA and Partey is too hit and miss. If it works, it works. If it don't, it's shaky, in it, sort of thing. Scares me. Is Nelson really that far off Sancho according to what we've seen of Sancho so far? The man there. Scary hours. Jadon Sancho. Please like the video if you haven't. Sufficient recovery time after the Spurs game. Saturday, 2nd of October, 5:30. Feels like a rare late kickoff for us. We have to go for it. Saturday, or was it Sunday at 4:30, bro? Even better. I'm worried about the way we stop playing the ball once we go up. To be fair, I like always with this Arsenal team, I'm keen to see how they react. How we react to a goal down, how we react to scoring that first goal. Would you match our front three with their back three like Tuchel tried to do? Not really. But I want to press them. You press, you have half a chance, man. I just think it's a game where, bro, man, have to be ready to put in the miles in that midfield. I just think if the midfield's spot on, the 12th man do their job, that Arsenal energy, we might be able to do a thing. But until then, boy, I don't know, man. And this is it. I think Partey struggles to play with XHAKA as they operate in the same spaces. Exactly. Thinking more about XHAKA's fitness with that comment, not so much about his ability. Defo prefers Sambi for the full 90. True. You know, I hear it. Do you know, I'd rather bring on Maitland-Niles to see out a game than Granit, man. And XHAKA probably is the better option. I just don't feel comfortable in big games with Granit, cause sometimes he's gonna play like a madman. Like I remember when we beat Chelsea in the FA Cup, this guy was playing amazing, and then yeah, man. Only 157 likes. You lot are doing the guy dirty. I mean, again, Granit Xhaka. If you don't hit the like button, Granit Xhaka plays full 90 against Spurs. Spurs are atrocious. This should be a convincing win for Arsenal. If only it was that easy to look at, right? Be easy. Easy as hell. I mean, we can't look at it like that, man. You know, football isn't one on paper. And there's been times, arguably, we've been in woeful form, just like Spurs, or arguably even worse, and then we've done all right in games. So, boy, it all depends. What else is there? Any other Arsenal? I don't want to miss any Arsenal transfer news. What's going on in the world of Arsenal? It's a bit boring, isn't it? It's quite quiet in the world of Arsenal, isn't it? Fuck it. It's calm, then we can just carry on as we were. The problem with Arsenal is that we are always still talking about starting games. He should not be at the club. I can't lie. We've done bare, man. We've done bare chatting about XHAKA for years. Arteta will definitely play XHAKA over Lokonga, given all the Ted Lasso logistics he's been acquiring. What's up, DG? How you doing? Prediction for Sunday? I'm going with a dirty 2-1 Arsenal, man. Goal down, get a goal before half time. Late Bukayo Saka winner. Fuck it. I want to drop Smith Rowe as well because I think we need Pepe or Saka on the left to try and force an error from the right back. All of their guys are shaky there. And I think that's it. I think obviously when you've got Odegaard and Smith Rowe, you know, regardless of if you're playing them out wide or wherever, their game plan is they're technical players. But their instinct is to come to the ball, not wait out there. Where if you got them fast wingers in that, they want to stay out there 9 times out of 10. Like they're not interested in coming inside. And I think that could harm us against them, especially because you're giving the right back a breather. I want Pepe to be at, you know, I just want throw Pepe on that left-hand side, take him on. That's it. Any occasion, take him on. Tierney bomb down that flank as well. That's the one benefit. If XHAKA comes and plays, then Tierney can go further forward. I think you do lose a bit of that if you do go with Lokonga and Partey in that regards, or you go with Odegaard and Partey again, like against Burnley. You will lose a tiny bit of that. Not too much. I'm not saying it to play XHAKA, but you get the point. You can only beat what's in front of you. So good. So go to get some W's in our last few outings. So good, I think. So good to get some W's in our last few outings, but still looking to see 90 good minutes from this group. Trust, but I'll take the W's though. Like you said, man, we'll take them where they can, anywhere you can get them, man. Still don't get why Smith Rowe got the 10 shirt. I mean, because a bloody good footballer. Probably came too early, but bloody good footballer. We going into this Sunday with another clean sheet and scoring more than one goal. Boy, I don't know, man. Let's hope so, man. Let's hope. I mean, I'm scared. I don't even really want to talk about Spurs until then because I'm going to probably be on live from probably 4 p.m. on Sunday. I'm gonna be a nervous wreck. I already feel it, man. I'm gonna be a nervous wreck in front of you lot. Like, I'm nervous for this game, man. I can't lie to you. I'm very nervous, especially because of Spurs' form. I hope Nuno reveals himself as a fraud. But yeah, man, it is what it is. Really want to see what Smith Rowe and Saka on the wings looks like with Ozil behind. Man said Ozil. With Odegaard behind. If Saka finds his form again, could be a game changer. Defense must start from the front. Exactly that. And that's why, for me, Odegaard plays. XHAKA tries the pressing thing, but he's dead. He's tired. Like, he's tired. Odegaard can do it. Smith Rowe can do it. Pepe can do it. Lacazette can do it. Aubameyang can do it. Partey can do it. Locatelli. Man said Locatelli, I wish. Lokonga, apologies, can do it. These are the men that need to play. But XHAKA tries. Like, he can do it sometimes, but it's not levels, man. I see Arsenal fans coming out the woodworks that was hiding a couple months ago, and I don't know why we are still ish. Hey, I think that's harsh on me, Kevin. I've been here on YouTube, man. Come on, man. And to be fair to you, oh, man, what do you expect, man, are winning? I do think, man, listen, I'm agreeing with you. I don't think there's too much to be positive about, but I do think in football nowadays, I don't know why fans, and specifically Arsenal, but in general, I don't know why it's seen as a bad thing to be happy that you won, like, or to be happy that you're winning games, or to be confident. I know Arsenal, where Arsenal are and whatnot, but I find it a bit mad. It's almost like you can't be happy again for your team, and that it's a bit of a mazza, if I'm honest with you. His life, you know, the last couple games are irrelevant if we go against Spurs and we revert back to type and do the same old shaky things we was doing. And for me, this is why I told you, like, you can't read too much off these games. Like, of course, I'm happy that we went and beat Burnley and Norwich, but the games weren't quite there. You know, we were like, we was an atrocious goal that we scored against Norwich. It took a fantastic one from Odegaard, you know, and we against Norwich, it could have went another way if Cedric and Gabriel didn't block them shots. Again, at Burnley, we didn't manage the second half. So again, there's a lot to work upon. There's a lot to be confident about, but we've got a long way to go. And obviously, you've seen in the last two games, we're not killing games. We're not killing games in terms of managing it well, taking the sting out of it, and accepting 1-0. As an Arsenal fan, I'm not really with that. I don't think we've got the players. I think everyone else will be in agreement. You need to score more goals, and we haven't really done that, man. So that's where I'm at, man. So hopefully Sunday is more positive, man. Hopefully Sunday is filled with positives. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to follow on Twitch, folks, because once again, I'm going to be live at 5 p.m. with Mo. Then I've got Tapping Tobes at 6:30. So yeah, man, make sure you're following me on Twitch. If not, you're shagging yourself for a bunch of great content. And shout out to Art de Roche, obviously, or de Roche again, for obviously being here earlier. It's a great day in content. I can't lie. I never stop working, innit? I put in a shift for you lot, man. Can't lie. I want to be the smartest worker, not the hardest worker, but I can't lie, man. Only Kante can talk to me. I went to watch a game last week and saw someone was kissing the Arsenal badge. Really, it was 1-0 win. I mean, I'll kiss the Arsenal badge 1,000 times, regardless whether we win, lose, or draw. And that's my baby girl. Come on, my guy. We do that, man. I've already said 2-1. Man said Sancho is going to flop 100%. We saw Reece get 14 goals and couldn't even get minutes. Taking the Bundesliga as a yardstick for success in the Premier is utter delusional, bar Emil Smith-Rowe. And to be honest with you, I think you're being a bit delusional because Smith-Rowe didn't really do anything. He didn't do anything at Leipzig. He had a handful of appearances. He went there half injured. So I respect the agenda, but yeah, that's tired. And to be fair with you, I know he plays for United, but I think quality always shines through. You've got to apply a bit of Ollie tax, but I think Jadon Sancho will be all right, in my humble opinion. I hope he is because he's one of my favorite players. It's sad that he plays for that club. You're right. Maybe I'm being a little harsh, but this has been going on for years, and we spend the most and still don't have a squad to really, really compete. Kevin Liverpool out, bro. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. All it takes is 2 little bookie wins and everything. I won't say everything's great, but the whole like Arteta out, Kroenke this, where's Daniel Ek? All of this is gone. It will rear its head back again if we lose, and then people say, "Oh man, we only turn it on against a half decent Norwich and Burnley side." So yeah, man. So do you know what? You know what? Agendas have to fly, but bloody hell, man. I mean, Jaden must have known this. You're not going to be given time. And the people that criticize you are going to call you such a great player. We're going to flood Spurs' box with 100 crosses to Aubameyang. That's going to work out fantastic. DG, would you ever take back Isaac Hayden? Nah, man. I'd rather Glenn Kamara, and I'm not even on that. Them man, they are too basic. Like, they do a job, but it's nah, man. It's too basic. Like, it's too, yeah, man. It's just too basic. It's just far too basic. Should we look at what Mikel Arteta has had to say in the presser, people? Arteta press conference, because I want to read his comments because I didn't see the game. And we've got, sorry if I didn't say it, we've got Leeds next in the next round, people. So that's the Eddie Nketiah derby. I would prefer one to start. I mean, I hear the logic. You could go with Aubameyang and then Saka. You've got Aubameyang, who's a goal scorer historically, and you've got Lacazette through the middle. But I would rather Pepe or Saka. And I just think Lacazette and Aubameyang, they unbalance the team at this moment in time, and you know both are not in the best of form. Logically, I think Lacazette should start over him, but a part of me still persists with Aubameyang over Lacazette. I don't know if I'm right, but you said Deluded. You are very right. I'm not so excited. Nketiah scores a fluke, and we're using the media to keep Nketiah in our team. The truth is, he was the worst player in the match. He really did not do much. I think that's cap. And I don't know if he was at the game, fair play, but I think that's cap. You couldn't have been at the game and said Martinelli's. I mean, Nketiah is the worst on the pitch. I think that's cap. I don't think that's just that right lie. It's not true. It's not true. It's just not true, lad. You're lying. You're just not telling the truth there, bro. I can't lie. I respect your opinion, but you're not telling the truth, man. Appreciate that, Kevin. But yeah, let's see what Mikel Arteta has had to say, man. Let's see what Mikel Arteta has had to say. On needing to work hard for the win, as long as we were 1-0 up, they were obviously still in the game. And any situation like a set piece, you can concede a goal. So we knew that we had to close the game down. We knew that at the end, and it looked comfortable, but it was always a tough game. On if it was the plan for Partey to play an hour. Now he's played an hour. Lokonga's played 90 minutes. XHAKA, whatever. Smith Rowe and Saka were used. Again, if it works against Spurs and we win, it's not a thing. If we lose, people are gonna say, "Oh, Arteta, have you managed the team well?" You know, it's another thing. 2 competitions. Can you manage everything where you need to? But he said, yes, it was. He hasn't played a lot of minutes this season. He's been injured. We believe the rhythm of the matches is nothing like a training session. I think it was very beneficial for him. And to be honest, apparently Partey's the one that pushed playing. So if Partey thinks that's what he needs to do, then fair play. And if it was a risk to play him against Wimbledon, we didn't think so. So that's why we made the decision to play him. But it's always a risk when you play a match or have a training session at the intensity that we train. We believe it was the right thing to do, and he was really pushing for it. So I think it worked out well. On Saka looking lively, and if he's getting back to his best, I mean, it's like, I thought I was deluded. Every time Arteta has some of these press conferences, it's like they ask him some stupid questions. And I mean, Saka's wavy, but well, he's been playing. He played for like 20 minutes or something. What do you mean he's back? Anyways, he finished the game against Burnley much better than he did the week before, which is true. Again, he was seeking minutes, to be fair. I go, wow, this is interesting. He wanted to play some minutes to get some match fitness again. I think when he came on, he looked really strong. So Saka isn't fully fit, and he tried to push it. And maybe that's why on the turn, Saka isn't looking as crisp. His touch is looking as heavy. Maybe rushing him back from his Euro participation wasn't the best thing. On how many changes he expects to make on Sunday, he's obviously going to keep his cards close to his chest. He said, I don't know. I'll review the game and we'll see how many changes we make on Sunday. On the crowd, obviously, he's bigged up the crowd. You know, 50,000 people in the Carabao Cup game. I mean, we all say we don't care. And it happened. So it is what it is. Man say, good morning, man. Them always the same stinking dislikes. I mean, it is what it is. Hit the like button if you haven't. I know what you mean. It seems every time I'm about to start a stream, I see 2 dislikes. So there's 2 baby mamas out there that I've done dirty. I'm sorry. Or, you know, their baby mom, certain baby dads have been done dirty by their baby moms. I know I look cute in this pink shirt. I think you'll look better, and I think I'll look better topless, or maybe you will. So DM me, baby moms, for all these dislikers. But moving on, he bigged up Lacazette. He was captain because he's one of our leaders and senior players. We haven't been able to play him a lot. Last week, I wanted to play him, but we had some injuries through the game and we couldn't use him. Today, he scored a goal and he worked hard again. On Eddie Nketiah, I think Eddie gives us a lesson every day in his professional should I don't know if I'm sounding dyslexic, apologies. I think Eddie gives us a lesson every day in his professional should live in his job. I don't know what that means, and I think someone needs to proofread people. There's been a lot of speculation around him, a lot of debate, but he's got his head down and trained harder than anyone else. And that's it. Get your head down, work hard, whether you're going to be here for 6 months or 2 years. Just do what you need to do in it. The noise is always going to be the noise. He looks after himself and he supports all his teammates in any circumstance. So I'm happy for him. And it's no coincidence that he's been able to perform at that level and physically how he manages the game, because he trains the best every day. So I'm happy. That's why I'm delighted for him. Doesn't make the bench every time or the squad. So it don't really matter how hard you train, does it really and truly? On if he's been impressed with Patino, in fact, before that, he said Patino was very close, but we decided as well that some players needed minutes and it will happen naturally in time. So Patino will get his minutes. Let's just chill off. He also said, Charlie's been good. He's trained more and more with us and played a practice game at London Coley, and he was really good. Again, give him time and we'll prepare him. On the mood, feeling more positive now? Absolutely. But winning football matches is what brings that connection and belief, and the fans happier. They're here to support the team. You don't need to support us. And they want to see the team winning. It's a natural thing. They've always been with the team, and now they're at a different level. And we need them at an even higher level on Sunday, because we're going to need them. And hopefully we can enjoy a beautiful game together. We've got Leeds next round. We know that's a big game. On momentum going into this North London derby, said it's really important because confidence raises competition and brings out the best of you when you have difficult moments. Now the boys have won 3 matches in a row, so credit for how far they have. So credit for how they have handled that situation, and now they are really looking forward to playing on Sunday, which is the biggest day of the season for us so far at home. So you've said it there, innit? You've said it there. That says it there. The transcribe for a response on Eddie is laughable. Dude must have been drunk. You man are on them, man. What's your thoughts on Arteta's obsession with Oba, even when he isn't performing? Oba is older than Laka. Oba can't work with young players. A thing Laka does best. How many more years for Oba? I mean, we need a striker. I mean, the best players are the ones that should be playing. And right now, it looks like Lacazette should be ahead of Aubameyang. Simple as that. 2 wins, well, 3 wins technically, and all problems are solved at Arsenal. I love my team, but this is crazy. Trust me, we're very volatile. When we lose, worst thing ever. When we win, best thing ever. Nketiah was not the worst player at all. I was there, bro. I wasn't there, and I already know he weren't. Like, it's capping, man. Like, we can have opinions, but it's just there's no need to damn right lie, bro. Come on, man. I thought I was deluded. Like, what sort of mad? Maybe Nketiah is beating people's baby mums as well. He's got them flying all the way down to South London and them things there. Maybe that's why he's got people lying, man. Because that's a lie. How can you say that with your chest? Thanks for the content, DG. What's your take on the proposed standing sections being tried in the Premier League again? As a fan from the continent, it's baffling that it's even up for debate. Get it reinstated ASAP. Obviously, if it's done safely, why not, man? It's needed. Simple as that. Why not, man? People have wanted it. I've got nothing more to say there. It's needed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to follow on Twitch, or you lot are gonna, do yourselves dirty, people. You're gonna miss a lot of content. So yeah, don't do yourselves dirty. Hit the like button as well if you haven't hit that like button as well, folks. So yeah, the Spurs game, we'll see what happens, man. It's scary stuff. Folks, you lot saying? Is De Silva doing a thing at all for Brentford? I know he was key in promotion, but from what I've seen, the Danish duo are starting for them in midfield. Not a clue. You'd have to ask a Brentford fan, but shout out to Josh De Silva, former Arsenal lad, really. And the move, leaving on a free has been backed up because he's a Premier League footballer technically now, innit? Get your DG merch as well. DG, what league do you think Nketiah would thrive the most in? I think one day will be all right to be in the Prem. I think right now, you go to the Championship, you'll do all right. I don't know if he'll bag him. Pardon me. I don't know if he'll bag in Bundesliga, but I think that's an avenue for him to explore. No one was really bad. Leno had little to do, and Ainsley Maitland-Niles was sloppy on the ball at times, but worked hard to recover. Don't understand the criticism for Eddie and Laka for some people today. Based off what you have seen so far, where do you think Arsenal will finish in the Prem, says Kevin? I mean, more of the same, innit? More of the same or worse. I haven't seen anything to say you're getting 5th, you're getting top 4. I haven't seen nothing. I've seen 2 wins against teams you should be winning against, and I'm happy with one. But when you scrutinize them, I think there's many incidences where we were lucky to walk away with 3 points, both against Burnley and Norwich. We done it, so it's calm. If that makes sense. So we learn to live. We learn to live with it, if I'm completely honest with you. But yeah, man. What else are you lot saying? Man said that comment sounded personal. Was there somewhere to rewatch the match? Unfortunately not, bro. Would you prefer XHAKA? I mean, on current form, Lacazette really and truly, but, you know, and for the pressing and all those sort of things. But a part of me wants to start Aubameyang. I don't know why, because he doesn't really merit it or warrant it. But yeah, man, a part of me wants to start him in it, if that makes sense. See if there's any other Arsenal news. Right, looks like Tierney's getting into some problems, people. I mean, not problems, but he's faced criticism here. And maybe there's some truth in here. Kieran Tierney branded Arsenal school captain as Gunners legend tells former Celtic hero to chill out. Paul Merson insists the left-back is trying to do it all to help Mikel Arteta's side and wants the Scot to focus on his own job. Kieran Tierney is a natural-born leader and has quickly become one of the best left-backs in the Prem. But Arsenal legend Paul Merson wishes he'd stop trying to solve all the clubs. To solve all of the clubs on pitch faults by himself. I don't think that's true. But let's see what the controversial figure that is Paul Merson has to say. He said the problem is that he is trying to become a bit of a school captain. He said, I like Tierney. The problem is that he's trying to become a bit of a school captain. He's trying to do everything instead of doing his own job, like stopping crosses. He's trying to do everything. So he's caught in between, stop the cross or get back in position. I hear what you're saying, but I don't think that's because he's trying to govern anything. I think his tactics, Arteta's tactics, are leaving Tierney out to dry, just like against Chelsea, where him and Saka are not talking, but the tactics are leaving Mourinho exposed. So suddenly Tierney's overcompensating. Obviously, you should do your job, but you get the point, people. So yeah, I'm not too sure of that. I'm not too sure of that. But yeah, man, you know, Paul Merson's probably just saying things for clout, man. Do you know why there was no streams for last night? Not a clue, Paris. I have to just assume. I don't even know, man. I don't know. Not a clue. I need to see Aubameyang do that front flip on Sunday. I think we all do. I think we all want to, and we all need to. But the man said he ain't seen it in a minute. I hear it, but 1 second, we have no leaders. And when we have leaders, you lot are saying he should concentrate on playing. Stylish, I mean, Paul Merson's licked, man. Like, he's licked, man. There's no point taking him in, really and truly. You know, he's not saying anything with any common sense. So fuck what he has to say. It doesn't make sense, man. It's just a lazy opinion, man. I'm a lazy football pundit. So it is what it is. But I can't lie, people. I can't lie. It's getting to lunchtime now. It's almost 2 o'clock. I'm going to take my late lunch and then I'm going to buck you lot on Twitch at 5 p.m. Like I said, Twitch. If you come on YouTube and you're looking for me at 5 p.m., it's a myth. Who knows? There probably is a video that's set to replay or whatnot. But yeah, make sure you're following me on Twitch. There's at least 2 more videos today. And then obviously Sunday, we've got our watch along tomorrow. We'll preview the Spurs game a bit more. So yeah, man, content galore. Make sure you're following and subscribed on Twitch. And obviously you can go and check this live stream I've did with Art DeRoche. So yeah, man, it is what it is. Why is Arteta holding Martinelli back? I don't know. But when you find out, let me know. What else have we got? Because last night was not televised, so there was no stream. Wasn't televised, so only the clubs would have the film of last night. Need an Arsenal worker plug. So there you have your answers there, man. But yeah, I'm gonna love and leave you lot. Hit the like button and them things there. And yeah, man, we'll buck up again.
So it's always just that active and defending. I think it's like